Hello there guys, and welcome to what we believe is the final of the 500 point step of the Imperial Bunker Escalation League. You have myself, Toby, playing the Drukhari there on the right, and you have Sam playing Ultramarines there on the left. So as of the last one, you may not have watched the army releases particularly recently. So in the Dark Elder side, you've got a Cabal of the Black Heart detachment, running Relevant, running Cunning, Writ of Living Muse, and spending HCP for Helm of Spite. Then on the left you have an Ultramarines detachment, we've got an Intercessor squad, two tactical squads, aggressors, captain and librarian, using the, what's it called? The Codex, and the Vox Espiritor for the extra reroll bubble, and Sam is spending 2 CP to upgrade his captain to a chapter master. Poor old Calgar. Right then guys, so the deployment phase is complete. As you can just see, you've got the Dark Eldar deployed close up to us here. You've got 1 Venom and 1 Archon on the right hand side there, and you've got 2 Venoms and the Warlord tucked in there on the left. The Ultramarines are mainly around this side here. You have the 2 characters and the aggressors and 2 of these squads. I think one of them intercessors, they are. And then behind this far ruin here, if I walk round, we have the other tactical squad. We've rolled up for which is the superior and which is the inferior objective. Sam got a little bit lucky in that the objective there, number 1, is the superior objective, and the objective here is the inferior objective. The objective in the crater there and on the far ruins at the top there, you can just make out they are just standard objectives. So guys, we'll get the movement phase of turn 1 complete and we'll come back to you. Okay then guys, so Dark Eldar movement phase is complete. Sam decided that he did not want to try and seize the initiative against me, so I took the first turn. The 2 Venoms that were on the left here have moved up onto the ruins there. Couldn't realistically get them much closer to the rapid fire range without suffering the onslaught from the aggressors, so they played a little bit safe. The Archon's moved up behind the pillar there, just providing his reroll bubbles. On this side of the board, a little more interesting, the Archon that was in the corner has moved up to the other corner of the ruin, and the Venom there has moved forward to try and deal with that tactical squad in the ruin there next to the superior objective. Just moved to ensure we've got rapid fire range and we've got rerolls from the Archons there for the Venom. Okay guys, we'll get the shooting phase out of the way as there is no psychic for Dark Eldar, and we'll come back to you. Right then guys, that's the end of the Drukhari shooting phase. We have killed a few of the tactical marines hiding in that ruin there, despite the cover. Quite a few ones have actually rolled. And then these 2 Venoms here put all their firepower into the Intercessor squad that were behind that barricade. We've killed 2.5 of the Intercessors with a combination of blaster and splinter rifle fire. We're just about to go into the charge phase. The Venom over here is going to attempt to charge the tactical squad in there. It is a 12-inch charge, but we've not taken that much Overwatch, so it will get us closer to the objective. So we're going to give it a go. Sam, do you want to roll your Overwatch? You've got 3 Marines in there, I believe.
They rapid fire? I guess they will be.
Yes, they should be, because I am just within 12 inches to be able to charge.
So, nada.
Nope, so there's no Overwatch to worry about there. And then this is a 12-inch charge. And with a roll of, oh, actually we might be, no, 9 rolled. So that's the charge phase, and the shooting phase is complete. We'll come back to you at the end of the Imperial Fist, at the end of the Ultramarines movement phase. There's no morale to worry about given these small squads. Okay then guys, so that is the end of the Ultramarine movement phase. The tactical squad here has fallen back round the outside of the ruins, just trying to, I believe, force some movement, try and command what I have to do with that Venom. The other tactical squad has got on top of the ruin here, just claiming that objective for now and getting better line of sight. The aggressors have shuffled forwards, I think.
Yes, they have, yeah.
The aggressors shuffle forwards, as has Librarian, just to try and confirm his range. The Chapter Master and the Intercessors with the Stalker Rifles behind the barricade there, they've remained stationary. We're going to go straight into the Ultramarine Psychic phase, just because it's reasonably short. So, Sam, what are you casting first?
So first I will do Telepathic Assault, so it's a warp charge value of 7. I got my CP back, so I am going to re-roll. Ah, unreal. Okay.
So then we've got
I
some...
won't go through the rules on that because it failed. Oh, yeah,
do I get the CP back from that for Labyrinthine Cunning? I do, so I actually steal a CP there. That then puts me up to 8 command points. Oh, it's really hard to film and do what we're doing through the camera, it turns out. Don't know how the professionals do it.
And then precognition, warp charge value 5 may as well, as is there. Of course, that gets a solid 8, which means that he's got 5 up in vulnerable save and is -1 to hit until the next psychic phase.
Okay.
Until then, psychic phase. That's it, so on to Ultramarine shooting.
Okay, we'll come back to it at the end of the shooting phase. Okay then, guys. So at the end of the Ultramarine shooting phase, they have popped a venom. 2 of the Cabalites died in the explosion, and the resulting guys survived the incoming firepower from the tactical squad on the ruins there. Don't quite know how the Cabalite armor held up, but it did. That was about it on terms of the shooting phase. Took quite a lot of firepower out in the venom. The Cabalites are leadership 8, so having lost 2, they can't fail morale. Only obviously leadership 8 because of the Sergeant the Cyberite in there. There's no assault phase, no charge phase, so we will come back to you at the end of the Drukhari movement phase. Okay, so the Dark Eldar movement phase is complete. The venom that was down here has popped up on top of the ruins there. The squad inside is still in there. The Archon advanced 1 inch, re-rolled it, and rolled a 1 again, so he hasn't kept up. But obviously with models closer at the moment, he is reasonably safe, and the 2-up invuln should help him regardless. On the left-hand side of the battlefield, the Dark Eldar have moved mostly the same. The Archon that was by the pillar has just moved slightly further into the ruins. But apart from that, nothing really has happened. We've got blasters in range of aggressors, and at the moment they are my sort of priority target, as with most things with aggressors these days. Worth noting that Sam did score first blood, and as this is an older mission, it isn't first strike, so that is 1 victory point to him and none to me. We'll come back to you at the end of the Dark Eldar shooting phase, as there is no psychic. Okay then, so that's the end of the Dark Eldar shooting phase, and we have killed an aggressor and wounded 1 more, and vaporised a tactical marine, and the tactical marines down there actually survived a lot of firepower, bless him. The venom that was up top there has then used fire and phage just to float down here. The intent is that he's out of line of sight, but I'm not going to push him under the ruin there just for fear of the paintwork. So that is the end of the shooting phase. There is no charge phase this turn. I don't see the need. We'll come back to you at the end of the Ultramarines movement phase. Okay, so end of the Ultramarine movement phase. The tactical marines that were in front of this ruin have just climbed through the ruin and are directly underneath that venom. I'm expecting a charge on them there. The aggressors have moved round the corner, as you can see, just trying to get some line of sight on different targets. The intercessors have fallen back again for line of sight purposes. The librarian has shuffled slightly further forward to get some more offensive powers in play, and the tactical squad has moved forward at the front there. I believe that was just for range reasons, and just to consolidate their hold on that ruin. That is the end of the movement phase. I think we're going to go straight into the psychic phase. That sounds ready, or do you want some time to think?
No. Telepathic assault on these guys. So it's a warp charge value of 7. Okay, so 8, are you within denial?
No, because my denial with the hammer spike is completely out of position. So good deployment there from Sam.
So roll 2d6 and add 2 to the result. That unit suffers 1 mortal wound for each point by which the total exceeds the highest leadership characteristic of models in that unit. These have leadership 8.
Yep, so I don't even get a roll. I don't get a defense against this guys other than black heart saves. Or a bad roll.
I will CP this.
Yep.
Tragedy. Okay. So that doesn't actually do it. No, it doesn't do anything.
Do I farm that CP?
Oh, yeah.
I do not.
Do I farm that CP? I do. Yay, of course, so that's where the 5 comes through. So in that case, I will do a smite.
Yeah. So that leaves you on 5 CP at the moment, correct?
I'm still on 5 CP, yeah. Warp charge value of 5.
Oh, unlucky then, mate.
Right. Okay.
Let's see CP gone. Your librarian is not read his books today.
It's because he knows that I've bought Tigerius and I haven't yet painted him, so he's
feeling obsolete.
He knows he's going to be subbed out.
Bless him. So we'll come back to you guys then at the end of the shooting phase. This could hurt. So the Ultramarine barrage has completed. We've killed 2 of the Cabalites that were up there, which is really annoying Sam. We've popped the venom that was up there with double tapping aggressors, which to be expected. Nearly survived, but just not in the end. The Cabalites got out, none of them died in the resulting climb, and no explosion. That's basically the end of the shooting phase there, guys. I believe there is a charge. Are you charging the tactical squad underneath now, or are they staying put?
Yes, so I need to roll a 5.
Yep, to get up.
Scale the building.
So we'll stay alive for that, guys. They're
9.
definitely up there. So we'll let Sam do his movement, his charge, and we'll come back to you at the end of the assault phase. Okay then, guys. So the Cabalite up there with the blaster, he has passed his morale test. We haven't taken the casualties out yet because this looks pretty epic. So the Marines here, as I said, made their charge. They've come in. They have actually killed 2 of the Cabalites, but this looked really cool. So we figured we'd film it before we took the casualties out. The Cabalites, as you would expect, did absolutely nothing in the combat phase. Didn't even score a wound. But that is the end of the phase. There's no casualties in morale. We'll come back to the end of the Dark Eldar movement phase. Right then, guys, so Dark Eldar movement phase complete. The little castle that was here has advanced down, or moved forward. The single Cabalite with the blaster has advanced, obviously assault weapon, so can still bring that to bear. It's got some targets in the aggressors. We did nearly get the Librarian closest, but didn't quite roll far enough on the advance. I didn't really worry too much on that front. The gunboat, the Venoms come down, again looking for some line of sight and rapid fire range on the aggressors and other targets. The Archons come out to play. He can mix things up in combat later on in the game, but obviously still protected by the old character shield ruled. And then coming around here, the Cabalites have fallen back from up here. We could use Cruel Deception, which allows us to shoot, even though they fell back. We haven't decided yet. And the Archon that was in No Man's Land has moved up just to bring his blast pistol and other weaponry to bear on those tactical Marines. So we'll come back at the end of the shooting phase and let you know how we've got on. Right then, so the end of Dark Eldar shooting phase. We have killed the wounded aggressor hiding around the corner there. We didn't really do much out in the shooting phase, in all fairness. We vaporised 1 tactical marine with the blast pistol from the Archon. We didn't use Cruel Deceit, just in terms of command points left, and line of sight was a bit dodgy, so we played it safe. The advancing Cabalite could have been a hero and killed the aggressor sergeant, but unfortunately fluffed his shooting phase, didn't hit anything. So we're going to go into the charge phase from the Dark Eldar, and we'll come back to you at the end of that, because I haven't quite worked out what I'm doing yet.
See you.
Okay then, guys. So, standard Dark Eldar problems have ensued. Both Archons went in. Both Archons had to make armor saves against their Shadow Field. Both Archons rolled a 1 on both of their first save. So, Shadow Fields are now gone. Archons are incredibly vulnerable now. However, we have all but killed the Librarian. He's down to 1 wound, which is rather frustrating. The Venom took some damage from the heroically intervening captain, and the Archon over there, which you can just see sticking up on the ruins, he's also taken 3 wounds. So that's both Archons down to 2 wounds a pop, I believe. And yeah, not great. That's the charge phase complete. So we'll come back to you at the end of the Ultramarines movement phase. Right then, so the late game shuffling has begun. The tactical squad has jumped down from their perch there. Don't know where they're off to, but they'll obviously show their hand in a minute. The captain has fallen back from combat. The librarian has stayed in combat. Obviously, he can do all his various psychic shenanigans. The sergeant that was up on the ruin there, he has dropped down to ground level. Again, some plan in mind here. It might be somewhat dastardly. We'll come back to you at the end of... Oh, we've got Psychic still. Sam, do you want to do a Psychic phase live? We might as well.
Yeah, I'll do
you know what you're doing.
Smite into your
the
body,
Venom?
the transport. Would you like to deny?
Guys, we're going to have to come back to you. Unless, Sam, can you measure to see if my Archon is in denial range for me?
This chap?
Yep.
What's the range?
24, I believe.
He is.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if we're doing it top down here, it's point to point, no.
Yeah, it's base to base, so we'll have to probably measure this properly, I think, guys. Give us 2 minutes, we'll be back to you. Okay then, guys, it turns out this librarian is actually a Dark Eldar in disguise. He takes power from pain, nearly dead, 1 room remaining. He's finally done something this game. His smite took out the venom. The Archon up there was just inside Helm Spike range, unfortunately failed to deny, and if he had done that, it would have been beautiful, because it would have killed the librarian. He would have exploded, and we could have done all sorts of crazy chain reactions. However, the venom's gone, the guys have gotten out. Again, we didn't actually roll to see if anyone died.
That's very honest of you.
Let me get some dice out of my pocket. 5 dice here.
No.
So none of them died. Sorry about the white dice, guys. I know they're hard to see. So that's happened there. The librarian then did telepathic assault and promptly splatted the blaster-wielding Cabalite that was in this gap here. So we'll come back to you at the end of the Ultramarines shooting phase. I think they were now in clear-up mode. So Operation Cleanup is well and truly in effect. The Ultramarines have killed the Cabalites that were down there. They have killed the Archon at the top there. The Warlord putting a lovely sniper shot through, taking him out in style. Running out of targets then, we've come through to the fight phase. Anything charging set in, Sam?
Yeah, basically everything.
Okay, the Archon's about to die, so we'll come back to you once they've all moved in, and we'll go from there, guys. See you in a second. Okay, so it's looking bleak for Drukhari fans. The Archon has died. The Warlord for the Ultramarines has now claimed both Dark Eldar Archons. One fire sniper rounds, one in combat. The rest of the guys there have consolidated closer to the guys over here. The one Cabalite's over here. They're just taking objective at this point. The Sergeant, magnificent roll of a 12, has leaped up and over the ruins into the Cabalites, and obviously through his aim off, only killing one of them in combat. They have yet to fight back, but realistically they're not likely to do too much. We'll do that little bit of combat there, and we'll come back to you at the end of the Dark Eldar movement phase, if indeed there is one. So the Dark Eldar turn 4 is complete. We didn't move, we couldn't, we were stuck in combat and didn't have enough CP to do full cool reception. So that went well. We nearly killed the veteran sergeant, however, a sly re-roll from Sam saved his life, and then he just robbed Salt in, regained the CP through farming. So Sam was measuring up for line breaker, I believe. Realistic at this point, it's probably going to be a tabling from me, and as this is a pre-chapter approved mission, Sam instantly wins if he does indeed table me. So we'll do the combat there from the sergeant. We'll do it live. Sam, do you want to roll your?
Sure. So just 2 attacks.
Yep.
So hitting on 3s. Let's see, one's still alive. Okay.
Wounding on 3s.
The thing is, it doesn't really. Yeah. So 1 wound there. By the way, I moved over to the thingy doctrine, so it's minus 1 AP now.
So I have 6s. I can't see that dice. It's a 3. I'll use a better dice this time. And power from pain. No, one is indeed dead. That leaves just the Cyberite. Left, we'll do. Here's 2 attacks. He has hit both times because of power from pain, and I can't remember what it's called. 5 sticks to wound, 1 wound there. So do we kill the sergeant? This could actually make it a little bit more interesting. Probably not, but here we go. He is still alive. Right then, guys, we'll let Sam do the movement phase from before that preluded that combat phase, and we'll come back to you. Right then, guys, Ultramarine turn 4 overview. That's combat we already filmed, so we know what happened there. The tactical squad that was by the wall has advanced down to here, trying to get going for line breaker. The intercessors have pushed through, going for this central objective, and the librarian up here has just moved on to advance up to move on to that objective there, just trying to hold all the points, and a quick movement there from the aggressor just to push towards my flank on the off chance he's required. Unlikely when he thinks, but he's coming anyway. So we're going into Drukhari turn 5. Ultimately, I just need to stay alive on that objective. So we'll do the combat phase, and then we'll come back to you and let you know how things have gone. Right, guys, so the combat over there, nothing happened in my combat, my turn of this combat. stalemate continues. We're now going into the Ultramarine movement phase, turn 5. But as you can probably tell, right at the end of the battle here, guys. So we'll wrap that up quickly for you and come back to you with the combat, if there is any. So I have been tabled, guys. The aggressor came through the wall, smashed through, and opened up blistering firepower into the Cabalite, shredding him. So they are now holding this superior objective for 4 victory points. The Ultramarines are holding the middle objective, which takes up to 6 victory points. They are holding the objective up there, taking up to 8 victory points. They have acquired Linebreaker down here, 9 victory points. And then they got First Blood for 10 victory points to my 0. So regardless of the tabling, that is an absolute spanking for the Dark Eldar. Congratulations, Sam, and then we will come back to you with the next stage of the escalation league, taking up to 1,000 points, and we'll see how we go. Cheers, guys. See you all soon.